Hello everyone, it's Junie checking back in with you. So I wanted to just do a really quick part in the astrology that I kind of got a little bit wrong. Pretty much so it looks like everything else that we've discussed is adding up. Like I said, I do feel like here we do have some type of assault to her. Like I've mentioned in the previous video that we had Pluto and Mars basically meeting at the same degree. I mean, look, we have Pluto at 0 degrees and we have Mars at 1 degree. I believe between the 12th and the 14th, these planets were meeting at a 0 degree. That hasn't happened in over 100 years, that these two malefic planets meeting up at a 0 degree. So, you know, a lot of people giving in to their desires. It hints around that I said I do believe that this killer did give in to some type of desire. Again, we have our victim, Audrii Cunningham, showing up in Aquarius, meaning that she's going to have a shocking event happen to her. Also lets us know that our victim lives near a fresh river, fresh water, that she could live near a dam, she could live near railroad tracks. So the astrology matches up there. So the AC line rules our victim. The first house gives a description of what's happening with our victim. And our victim is showing up in Pisces, which means that our victim is going to be found in water. Because our victim is being ruled by Aquarius, it means that Saturn is her ruling planet. So this planet right here represents Audrii on the crime chart. We have Leo showing up for our killer, meaning that the sun is going to be ruling our killer. Right here, I have the sun conjunct Audrii. So that's how I knew that this killer had access to Audrii's home and that the enemy was in her space, okay? If Audrii was on this side, that means that the killer convinced Audrii to go into his domain, his private area. So this killer had access to her private space, her family home, okay? So that's how I knew that it's someone that's, you know, basically in front of her face in her home, all right? She's conjunct Nessus. This is another clue that I feel like we have sexual assault. Now, where I got it wrong was I kept saying I feel like it's a neck injury because we had the second house with a wound that never heals. The second house rules the neck. But again, like I tell you guys, the planets are never wrong. It would be me misinterpreting the planets, okay? This is how God talks to us. This is how God warns us about things that can happen, okay? I forgot to mention Aries, the ram, rules the head. So I know I was saying possibly I was leaning more so towards the neck because we had algol, which is beheadings, injuries to the head and injuries to the neck. I was leaning more towards the neck because of Taurus here, which rules the neck, in the voice box and the larynx. The gullet, okay, that's all Taurus. And the second house also rules the neck, the gullet, and the voice box. So I was just kind of feeling pulled more towards an injury to the neck. But you know, again, God always tells us with these planets what's actually happening to our victim. Aries is there. Aries the ram. So why on a crime chart do we look at Aries the ram as a head injury? All right, I'm going to tell you why. This is why in crime charts, Aries is known for passion, desire, because these rams start to beat each other in the head like this over mating. They want one of these females here, these males, right? It doesn't always have to be male, but it can be a crime of passion, right? Or a head-on car collision, right? Just because you can see the way that why Aries is known as the ram because of the way that they bump heads. So this could be two vehicles crashing head-on collision. This could be murder. This could be a injury to the head, a beating over the head. It also rules gunshots. Why? Because listen to them. When they hit heads, it sounds like a gunshot, right? Listen when they hit their heads. That's why in crime charts is that boom, when they hit each other, it represents a gunshot wound. injuries above the eyebrow. For female, I believe it's a left eye. For male, I believe it's the right eye. But astrology can break this down to the point where, you know, I could tell you if she's going to have an injury above her eye and which eye. If she does have an injury above her eye, I believe it should be the left eye, but I might be wrong. But astrology does break it down. Female, I believe, is the left eye. Male is the right. I could be wrong, though. I might have it backwards. But this is why, you know, it sounds like a gunshot wound. It pierces the skin. The circle and that little arrow on Mars, he's sharp and he pierces the skin, just like a vehicle could pierce your skin if you had a head-on collision. So that's why Aries is always known as a crime of passion, right? Because they want to mate. They want to mate with this female. And they kill each other over it. I mean, these rams have been known to beat themselves to death over a female. So now you understand why Aries, the ram, has to do with head injuries. Okay? So she has Chiron, that little letter K there, the wound that never heals. You know, maybe it was to keep her silent because the second house rules the neck and the larynx, the gullet, and the voice box. So he hit her in the head to silence her forever. That's what it's showing. All right? So I just wanted to explain to you that the planets are never wrong. It would be me misinterpreting the planets wrong, but planets are telling us exactly what happened to Audrii Cunningham. Bless her little soul. My heart breaks for the family. Please say a little prayer for Audrii. Just remember, this is for educational purposes only. You know, of course, this isn't fact. This is just my interpretation of the planets. But I think you guys can pretty much so see with Nessus, Pluto, and Mars. I do believe there is a sexual assault here. Everyone is innocent until proven guilty. But as far as the astrology is concerned, you know, we do have a head or a neck injury. She might have an injury above her left eye, above her eyebrow. I do see the mother here as well. He was manipulating the mother. That's the moon. We also have some issues with Cancer here. So, yeah, you know, the chart is we got pretty much, so we got the right person, right? Leo rules someone that might have like a reddish face, someone that might have heart issues. He might have back issues. He might have a bad back. Something with his hair. So Leo is the lion. So you look at the lion's mane on their hair. So obviously he's Leo the lion, meaning that he didn't have hair. So there was going to be something about his head that stood out, right? Either a big bunch of hair like a lion's mane, or he's bald. Also, the Leo gives us an idea that he could have reddish strawberry blonde hair, or red hair, and that, you know, freckles on the face, because it almost looks like they're sunburned. So they could get a red face, especially when they get mad. They might have a red face. So he could have heart issues or back issues. And Aquarius means that there's going to be something that stands out about him, and he's a friend of the family. So Aquarian rules the 11th house. The 11th house is humanitarian efforts, something unexpected, and that, you know, it's rebellion. So it's the planet of Aquarius is the planet of Uranus, which is rebellion. You go to the beat of your own drum. So he was doing something rebellious. The family didn't want him talking to the mother. They would be angry if they knew he was talking to the mother. So he rebelled against people in that home to try to cover his tracks. And that's kind of what the astrology is showing up as well. I do believe he might be on drugs. I believe that, you know, this also is saying, you know, secret affairs, again, doing things that are illegal with Nessus, conjunct Nessus. So that's another indicator that she was sexually assaulted. So it's very sad. Just keep Audrii in your prayers. Keep the family in your prayers. Blessings to you all. I'll be doing a video later tonight about the full moon. We do have a full moon in Virgo. Okay. I believe it's going to be opposed Pisces. So we'll discuss that a little bit farther. Again, just everyone, please keep Audrii in your prayers. And Pray that she gets justice and that this POS gets justice served to him soon. All right? Blessed be everyone. Take care. Bye-bye now.